2019-09, first reading, calendar year 2019 ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and establish a cap bank. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGrom.
Yes.
Actually, Council President, we didn't open this up for public discussion for second reading, did we?
This is, no,
Second-
I'm
second.
first reading, yes, it is a second.
Second final reading.
Yeah.
So could we interrupt the roll call for
Mm-hmm.
that?
Can open it up to the public. Joe?
Okay. I think I already, it was a past council thing and I don't recall. But there was a way to be able to up the cap to, it was either a full 5 or a full 6%. That it was maybe 5 years ago. We need, I think we're gonna need a bigger cap as we tackle our real capital expenditure. So my idea of putting it off until looking at the big budget, having Mr. Wenner check out to see if there is some, it seems that the council voted to add a percentage to their allowable percentage. There was something where they could go into past years and tap into that money, and that might have been the source of upping it, to tap into unused increases of the past. Well, Phiillipsburg has a great deal of unused unincreases. The municipality, not the tax bill, which has all the education money in it too, but just the Phiillipsburg municipal tax money has been held pretty tight. So I don't, what can I say? I have this memory, I'm 80 years old and I could have it wrong. But there was a way to up it to 6, and by next week, Mr. Wenner will know, except it's a second reading tonight. That's too bad.
Yes, please.
I will tell you, Mr. Minor, that if it helps any, the ordinance which was prepared on the advice of the town auditor as well as the CFO, so the percentage set forth in there is what they recommend at the very least.
That's the max they recommended.
They recommend 3.5%. So even if
Up to
there is a higher number, 3.5% is what they put forward.
But do they have a right to do more? Do they?
I'll look into your question.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Close public session. Since we already have a motion to approve and a second, we can roll call.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGrom.
Yes.
Councilman Lutz.
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh.
Yes.
Council President Fulker.
Yes. Ordinance 2019-09 passes. The 2019-10 ordinance of the Town of Phiillipsburg, County of Orange, State of New Jersey, deleting Chapter 248 demonstrations and special events for the Town of Phiillipsburg. I get a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Open it up for public discussion. Does anybody have anything for 2019-10? There seeing none, we can close. Discussion amongst council.
Nothing for me. Thank you.
Councilman Davis?
No comments.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
Just to be clear, this doesn't preclude anybody from having an event in town. It's simply doing away with the process that's not being enforced, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Council Vice President?
Good, sir.
Roll call.
Councilman Davis.
No.
Councilwoman DeGrom.
Yes.
Councilman Lutz.
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh.
Yes.
Council President Fulker.
Yes. 2019-10 passes. Ordinance is for first reading, 2019-12, ordinance to Town of Phiillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 290, fees of the code, Town of Phiillipsburg regarding police reports.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Councilman Lutz, do you have anything?
Nothing, thank you.
Councilman Davis?
Nothing, thank you.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
Nothing.
Council Vice President McVeigh?
I did see in the ordinance that it was $5 for, it's kind of gray, is there any other communication or whatever it is? I don't know if that's standard throughout. That's
By statute.
It is by statute. I want to make sure of that, because I thought maybe if someone got an email of any documentation, or whatever, I thought that would be a little high, just be charging for a communicative email, or that's what I said.
Right, so the way the statute is written, it provides for the imposition of that $5 fee if the request is not made in person or not picked up in person. And the idea behind the statute and that fee is to discourage wholesale request to police departments, which consumes resources. So it puts the onus on the requester, unless they want to pay them for that report, they're requesting electronically or through the mail, that's fine. If they'd rather not, they can come, request it in person, and then pick it up in person. The $5 covers the administrative cost.
So I have a question for you, Council. If this occurred, I'm sorry, but Vice President McVeigh, were you finished?
He explained.
Okay. So we didn't vote on this, right?
First reading.
So this isn't currently the practice of the Phiillipsburg Police Department?
It is the practice, but the code section that you're revising is, the current code section reflects the older version of the statute and the fees that were charged. So this revision reflects the new fee structure, which is permitted to be charged. And we can't obviously charge fees
State.
unless there's an ordinance in place.
Okay. That makes sense. Councilman Davis.
No comments, thanks.
You're welcome, Councilwoman DeGirolamo.
No comments.
I have none as well. Roll call.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo.
Yes.
Councilman Lutz.
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh.
Yes.
Council President Fulton.
Yes. 2019-12 passes. The next is ordinance 2019-13, ordinance to Town of Phiillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, amending supplementing County Chapter 530 Solid Waste Recycling, Section 3 Solid Waste Recycling Code of Town of Phiillipsburg to address the maintenance of receptacles. We have a motion.
So moved.
Second. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Council, just for discussion, as I stated earlier, myself and Council Vice President McVeigh were called yesterday by the union department heads for the Department of Public Works. As you all are aware, last Thursday, orange stickers started appearing everywhere. As DPW was instructed by the administration to begin enforcing Ordinance 530-3, solid waste and recycling. After discussing it with the residents and after taking a look at the town the past Thursday and Friday, so the past 4 days, there are a plethora of orange stickers throughout the town of Phiillipsburg, which tells me two things. The town of Phiillipsburg was unaware of this ordinance, and we were not enforcing this ordinance. A majority of the property owners that I spoke to had 44-gallon cans. They seem to be they do seem to be the most popular choice, I guess. I myself have a 44-gallon and 232s. I would, upon meeting with DPW, because they had asked for this meeting between myself, Councilman McVeigh, Council Vice President McVeigh, and the mayor, Council Vice President and myself were in attendance this evening, and we had decided that we had made a compromise with the DPW. If we did not make this compromise, we would not be able to amend this ordinance or follow through without the administration's compliance. So I would request that we carry out the amendments that we had, that I had listed. And if you're unfamiliar with them, like I had said, property owners are permitted to place no more than anywhere between 32 gallons and 44 gallons. And I'll give you all these notes too, by the way.
Are we
Council.
doing first, are you going to amend it now, first reading?
I would like to amend it at
Okay.
first reading. So we would place no more than between 32 and 44 gallon containers at curbside for weekly garbage collection. The rest would remain the same. We would strike except for collection day, with the lids securely being fastened. We would also state that there would be no lids, no wheels, no broken garbage cans. You'd have to add those. Effective July 1st, it would be 4 32-gallon cans curbside weekly. No loose trash, no trash bags on the corner, no trash bags on the curb.
So we can't take them out of the
No.
can in the morning?
No.
What happens when they blow all over the place?
What blows all over the place?
The garbage cans. The wind blows them when they're empty.
Most of the list.
Some of us start home for 12 hours. So,
Listen, I think it's trial and error, just like everything else. I mean, we really have to try something. It's just like anything else in the town of Phiillipsburg.
Council President, if you would entertain, I think this isn't quite right for a first reading. I hope we would entertain a motion to postpone this to the April work session.
I don't want to postpone it, and I'll tell you why, Councilman. I mean, if you want to make that motion, we'll vote on it, but nothing ever happens in the town of Phiillipsburg lately. Something has to happen. We had a meeting set up that was called by them, and the mayor was supposed to be in attendance tonight, and he did not show. It's become a trend. So I'll be honest, I'm very frustrated. I'm extremely frustrated this evening because I'm tired of putting off my family for appointments with the mayor when he doesn't come through. So if you want to hold off on this, you're going to have to, I'm going to give you my phone number and my phone, and I'd like you to answer it for the next 2 weeks when everyone still gets orange stickers and they don't understand why.
I appreciate your sentiment. My concern is more from the unwieldiness of editing an ordinance with such detail on the fly. I think it would behoove us more to have the full written version of it out before us so we can evaluate all the different tenets of it before we pass it to the first passage. Only for the sake of, if we do discover something that we don't like for the second reading, then we have to advertise it again and spend more hard-earned taxpayer money. So for the taxpayers, I would appreciate if we would entertain the motion to postpone to the April work session. So I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a vote to table. We can roll call.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGiorno.
Yes.
Councilman Lutz.
No.
Council President McBag.
No.
Council President Fulper.
No. Sorry, Councilman.
No need to apologize. To continue the debate, I personally can only speak anecdotally, so I can't speak to all the affected citizens who spoke to you, but when I moved into my home 6 years ago, I brought with me several very large garbage cans, and I was stickered on my first week living at my residence. So I'm not sure about the global enforcement, but it certainly has been enforced sometime over the last few years because I was promptly sent to Home Depot to buy myself new cans with the appropriate size. So I can only speak to my own personal case. I didn't receive as many phone calls as you about this issue, but I think it would be a misrepresentation to say that this has not been enforced at all over any period of time.
You believe that was a misrepresentation? Is that correct?
So, to say it has not been enforced at all, I think would be a misrepresentation. I can speak personally to receiving stickers under the previous administration.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Councilwoman?
I like to have it in writing in front of me That's the reason. I've said several times I don't like getting ordinances we haven't had time to thoroughly read and vet and think through in detail. I think we're reacting to a situation that happened. I know I've had my recycling ticketed, but they still took it. I don't understand the problem why they didn't take the garbage anyway and just put a sticker on and say, in the future you will be. That would have saved a lot of aggravation in this situation. Now we have twice as much trash to pick up in 1 week and nobody's happy about it. My point is, like I said, now we follow the code. We take our garbage out at 6 a.m. in the morning before we go to work, but I don't get home till 6:30 at night. When there's bad weather, those cans are down the street. And then we're aggravated because we got to, and I have other people's cans in my yard, by the way. So you have the opposite problem happen. I just don't think we're thinking through no cans on the sides and no bags on the sides. Look, I follow it. I put it out at 6 in the morning. I don't have a problem with trash. I don't put non-trash items out. I don't put 65-pound bags out. We purposely put all our grass cuttings into multiple bags so it's not too heavy. I just think we're being a little overreactive without thinking through some of what we need to do. It's inconvenient keeping cans out all day. They're going to be gone. Then we're going to have people complaining about the garbage cans being stolen. So I just don't think we're thinking through it all. And work session would give us the opportunity to think through some of that stuff. That's all.
Councilman Fay, I'm sorry, I'm just confirming with council here, but. Councilman Lutz.
Yeah, one of the main reasons that nobody is talking about, and a couple weeks ago, Vicki and I had a meeting with the insurance company, and they went over everything, and we have a large amount of workman's comp in the town of Phiillipsburg. So to alleviate the problem, this is what we're doing. It's for insurance purposes, plus it's lighter for the guys to pick up. I'm not saying each can can't be 50 pounds or higher, but you never know. So that's one of the main reasons why, is because the insurance company came in and said that you got quite a bit of workman's comp going on. And to alleviate that, that's what they came up with. Yes, they should have sent a letter out for the town residents, and they should have took their time with it, not hit them all at once. Yeah, I'm for that. You know, they just said it too fast and progress too fast. So I think if there's any changes, it can be for next reading. And this is just a start to get the ball rolling, and that's how I feel. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Council Vice President.
Garbage is an epidemic. I've said it before, and it should be in the top 3 priority of this mayoral administration, and it's not. So we took the initiative to do this. Now, Councilwoman, you were talking about what you do. This is not an I problem. This is a town-wide we problem, and it's got to get done. I have a huge amount of frustration over what I've dealt with the last 72 hours plus over this. Now, you know what's rolled out fast? This was rolled out fast. We have, as a council, worked on much more complex ordinances that had changes that we gave to the councilor to do than this. This is pretty simple, in my opinion. This is going to help the town. It's going to help the town understand. It's going to get everybody on the same page. It's going to help our DPW workers. And my only concern is I would hope that once this reading goes through, or up into this ordinance, that our mayor would understand that there's something coming into place, and he would see the frustration of our residents and would stop the stickering, not a word, but stop the stickering, these cans, while we are attempting and are going to move forward with this. My only concern is the stickers are going to double because of the word out of extension 302. That's just the truth. So, with that being said, we have worked on far more complex ordinances that we've asked the council to change than that. But Bill, you cannot show me things while I'm talking. I'm not paying attention. I'm sorry. Before I say any more, yeah.
Thank you. Listen, 40 years old. I don't think much has changed with regard to weather, wind, or anything like that. And I remember being 15 years old chasing the garbage cans down when I'd come home from school. I don't know what council did then because I didn't really care about politics back when I was 15. I cared more about playing video games and my girlfriend. But just to clarify, my frustration is not with the people of Phiillipsburg for calling me and complaining. I sympathize with them. My frustration is not with the Department of Public Works who were simply carrying out their duties. My frustration is with the lack of communication from the administration. I cannot say that more clearly. Something has to be done. This isn't what I wanted. I can tell you what I wanted was even more extreme. I was ready to rewrite this entire ordinance tonight and say, forget about it, but that was the emotional side of me, not saying, the DPW guys, they may end up with blown out backs, okay? Regardless, I think this is an excellent compromise. I feel we're doing our part. I believe now it's up to the administration to show the people they're not going to sticker any more garbage cans, and we're going to get the word out, and we're going to do things the right way. I don't want no more of this. Those orange stickers look worse than the garbage in some cases. So I would like to move this forward, and I guess we have a motion to pass as amended. Please do.
So this is the proposed amended version, 530-3. Until June 1st, 2019, property owners are permitted to place no more than 3 trash receptacles curbside for weekly garbage collection with a maximum capacity of 44 gallons each. Subsequent to June 1st, 2019, all such trash receptacles shall be a maximum of 32 gallons each. 2-family and owner-occupied 3-family units can place 3 trash receptacles out for collection per unit. Any units which fall under the New Jersey Multiple Family Dwelling Act are restricted to 3 trash receptacles per week. Commercial premises with 2 or fewer rental dwelling units will be permitted to place 3 such trash receptacles for curbside garbage collection per unit. Each trash receptacle is prohibited from weighing more than 50 pounds. Receptacles shall only be permitted along sidewalks or roadways on collection day. If a receptacle must be maintained adjacent to a public sidewalk or roadway due to the location of the property, the receptacle must be kept with a lid securely fastened to the top.
So I believe it's supposed to be, I think we said July 1st.
July 1st.
Okay.
And we said following July 1st, correct?
Thank you, Councilman. Look at that. Councilwoman,
Is it 3 or 4?
it's 4 after July 1st.
Yeah.
So it is 4.
There's a reduction in the can size.
Correct.
Gives you same amount.
And it's going up to 44?
No, we're permitting up to
44
44 until July 1st.
No loose garbage as well, curbside.
This is good.
Okay? Good? Take roll call since the motion is passed as amended. Roll call?
Councilman Davis.
Abstain.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo. Yes. Councilman Lutz.
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh.
Yes.
Council President Fulper.
Yes. Resolution 2019-13 passes as amended. It's first reading. Ordinance number 2019-14, ordinance of the Town of Phiillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, amending Chapter 67, Vehicles, Traffic, Section 28, Parking Lots, subsection 1, entitled Municipal Lots Payment Required of the Code of the Town of Phiillipsburg in order to remove the Riverside Way lot. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Councilman Lutz?
Well, I said it before and I'll say it again. We got the kiosk down there, and the only one time that I've ever seen the police down there giving tickets out, that was at the Polar Express 2 years ago. They haven't been down there, I don't think they haven't been down there since, and I just feel it's a waste of money. I feel that we should just sell the kiosks off and forget about it and go back the way that we used to do it. It was a lot better, we got more money, and that's how I feel. Thank you.
You're welcome. Councilman Davis?
I would like to see some more information before we act on this. If it would please council, I would ask that we ask for a report from the appropriate department head, which I believe would be the police chief, on the enforcement activities in the Riverside Way lot. I do believe that in order for Phiillipsburg to move forward, usage-based fees will be a part of augmenting our budget with the continued dwindling supply of resources we have from Trenton, from other local income streams. So I don't think it would behoove us to remove one without getting a report from the appropriate department head about this perceived lack of enforcement of the law.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman?
I believe I read it was projected we were going to bring in $48,000 from that parking lot in the budget adoption. I don't want to see that revenue not come in. $48,000 is pretty significant. It far outweighs what the kiosk cost. However, I think this entire ordinance is pointless without, to Council Vice President's point, a parking authority, because we're not enforcing it in any lot that we have. Period. We're not enforcing anything in any lot. So until I'm a little conflicted on this. I don't want to say goodbye to the revenue that's coming in, because it is significant. $48,000 projected, that's significant.
Councilwoman, if I may, you wouldn't really be saying goodbye to it because you'd still be having a DPW worker down there collecting it. Should the administration choose to continue with the current practice, would you be saying goodbye to?
They're going to collect cash?
Sure.
They always did.
They did before,
When?
prior to the kiosks.
The youth organizations did it, not...
Oh, it's up to the
No,
administration.
No. The DPW was down there, and every hour Bob would be down and collect the money.
Oh, okay.
I also would like to point out that under the parking revenue in the budget, it did, and I did not see the anticipation, but I did see the negative $19.43.
And Bob explained that at our first reading, where you can find it. They had to move it because the first year you take it in, it goes under one line. The second year it gets moved into an actual, where it belongs, as revenue. It's not seen as anticipated revenue the first year it comes in. So that's, I think, where maybe it wasn't noticed.
I think the council president's referring to the line where it said the kiosk revenue was like negative $19, but I believe it was realized in a different account.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay.
The actual revenue.
Yeah, and Bob explained where that was.
I did look for it, Councilman, so if you could email me where you had seen it.
Yeah, I don't recall off the top of my head, but it was there.
Okay.
Yeah. They combined it into the parking meter revenue.
So I just would like to say. I
I'm
don't believe
honestly
that-
a little conflicted. I do think we need that parking authority to actually enforce it everywhere. I can't even put quarters in South Main Street anymore because they're all full.
We need a parking authority.
We do.
Yes.
So
How true.
ideally, I think this ordinance should be written to that, but that's significant amount of money. It is worked into the budget, which will require reworking. If we do away with this, that is going to require rework on the budget, because your revenue will decrease, so.
I plan on reworking it anyway.
Yeah, we are. We are going to rework that budget. That's it.
Councilwoman, thank you very much for your opinion. Council Vice President.
I believe one of my earliest comments as a councilman was that the parking situation in this town was a disaster, and I'm still sticking to those words. I don't think a dime should ever be taken without some type of structured authority or SOPs regarding the taking of cash. Whether it's our own people's cash, or our own citizens, or out-of-towners. I believe it was even mentioned by one of our elected officials that they just don't mind taking the out-of-towners' cash. That really paints a bad picture. Everyone should be treated equally, and I think being a small town, which we are, we should treat our out-of-towners with even more respect. We gave it a year. We did exactly what we were going to say. We gave this a year, and here we are, and this is where we stand. And moving forward, the Councilman Lutz and I can maintain the pace that we're on. I really don't believe that lot will even be there anytime soon. So I'm all for this and moving forward, and just keep pressing the issue, keep moving on.
Excellent point. I was going to state that I didn't think it was going to be there much longer either myself, but I do think that the system's broken. We did state it last year. We tried to give it enough time. I know the anticipated revenue was $49,000. The discussion with Bob, I did find the email that states that they had brought in what he projects to be $25,000, but that does not include the cost that we paid out to the DPW worker. When I had asked him if he could give me a cost, he said no, and the reason he couldn't was because there was no process nor tracking. So I don't know truly what the revenue generated was. I do know that we need to fix what's broken, and there is a lot broken. Roll call.
Councilman Davis.
No.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo.
Yes.
Councilman Lutz.
Yes.
Council Vice President McVeigh.
Yes.
And Council President Phiillipsburg.
Yes. Ordinance 2019-14 passes its first reading. We do have a consent agenda this evening. I will
Remove the temporary budget ones.
temporary budget. So can you run down
55, 56, Council President.
55 and 56 will be removed. Councilman Lutz, do you have anything that you would like up for discussion?
No, everything is fine for me. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Councilman Davis?
I have no comments.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo?
No.
Council Vice President?
No, sir.
I do have one.